Hey guys, this is Zambo2 for my new weekly Thursday show about the continent of Amnus. I'll be doing this with my two best friends, Hyde and Freedom, and you guys get to watch us play our game. All right, basically, this is a fantasy continent, almost high fantasy-ish, right? You got your humans, which are all born with mysterious runes on their backs, which give them varying powers, which are usually like something simplistic that have to do with whist gems, which are these they look like rupees from Zelda, basically. Only they're like sort of foggy, and they basically what whist gems do is humans who with the whist turner mark can draw the wisps out of them and make them inhabit other items. And the wisps, depending on what kind of whist gem they are, they give various kinds of effects to the items, like true sight and accuracy, mind alter, stuff like that, basically. Anyways, after a while, one of the most prominent whist turners in Kalos, which is the human country that they originate from, grew tired of their imperialistic culture, and he crossed the divide right here. Okay, he went across the Trail of Blood, across the divide to Wister, which was named after him and his profession. His name was Jim, the whist turner. And, yeah, basically, while Kalos is, imperialistic and sort of evil, Wister is, it's basically think Wild West mixed with, Tesla Punk. Alright, it's amazing. There they wear these hats that are called gem poppers, which is a derogatory gem popper is a derogatory name for a whist turner. Right? They look like this, only over here they're all dented in on one side. Anyways, also on that side of the divide, which is this huge river that runs through the entirety of Amnus, much folklore refers to it as being sort of the result of a catastrophic event. In any case, the divide is formed out of a few things, right? The divide is formed out of straight through the middle of Amnus, and not straight at all. It's super jagged and stuff. Anyways, it's got people living inside of it. They're called the raft builders, and they look like different kinds of fish. Usually they're bluish or green, but their colors can vary. The Great Facade, right here, is this huge plain. It's huge. It's called the Great Facade because underneath it is the gnome country of. They haven't actually divulged the name to the general public. Gnomes are sort of secretive and evil. Anyways, yeah, they enlist their cousins from the Dwarven Plains right here, and by enlist I mean enslave. They enslave their cousins, the dwarves, to dig their continent out. It's currently an unknown number of stories deep, as no being other than a gnome or a dwarf has ever been down there. Gnomes speak of it, though, very highly. There's a large entrance in the middle of the Great Facade, which is it's protected by gnome illusion magic, and you can only see it at a certain time of day when you're looking at it a certain way, and if a gnome is with you, and he's willing to give you the location of it. Anyways, these are the two continents, the Flaming Forest and Stormcall, which had a civil war about 50 years ago, which ended in their divide. Stormcall is basically in the middle of the continent. It's it's landlocked, basically. Okay, there are no natural sources of water at all in Stormcall, so the people who lived in it had to learn their own magic to call the elements, which is why they're called the Stormcallers. They like to call themselves the children of storm, children of the storm, but most people call them Stormcallers. Those who live in the Flaming Forest, it was incredibly dangerous in there, right? Everybody was super unwilling. The Stormcallers were unwilling to live in there because they could get killed at any moment, and if the Flamelings, which is the term that most races use for the children of the flame, decided to live in the Flaming Forest because they did not trust the inabundancy of resources over in Stormcall. So yeah, they're like Stormcallers have large pointy ears, straight black hair, and thin features. Flamelings are generally they have pointy features, but they're not necessarily thin. Their hair is very curly and red. Their skin is darkish, tan, and they've got their ears are they go more up than Stormcallers, which, by the way, Stormcallers also have sort of lavender shaded skin. Anyways, the Beastmoors right here are home to the savage race Wolfkin, which are minotaurs mixed with werewolves and are horrifying. And only a few of them make it to normal society before getting arrested or murdered because they're so brutal and evil. And almost none of them have ever been known to make it to other society without murdering at least a few people. Anyways, the Adrius Crags right here. That's a mountain system, which, by the way, there are no mountains in any other area of Amnus. It's been suggested that the stone giants who live there used to be much bigger. Their current average size is about 24 feet, but it's been suggested that they used to be much bigger, and that they stole the mountains in order to wall off the sea that assaulted the Adrius beach day after day, which was instead of normal beaches, which just sort of go up. It went up for a while, but then it had a levee before it went down into this huge valley that got flooded regularly. So it's been suggested that the Gagus, the stone giants who lived there, moved all the mountains from the rest of the country, from the rest of the continent, to create a wall, a barrier that kept the sea out. In any case, if it's true or not, the wall works very well at keeping the sea out. The Unclaimed is, from outward appearances, it is a vast desert. Nobody's ever been inside it because there's this race of insectoid nomads that just basically their only purpose, as we've seen, is to patrol the outside of it and prevent people from getting in. They say that it is unclaimed territory, that no living being has the right to set foot in there. So nobody's ever seen them go in there, and nobody's ever come out. Although people who have tried to run past them have ended up instantaneously somewhere else. Most commonly in the Beastmoors or the Adrius Crags. The final country is the Eternal Islands, right here. And from it, a mysterious race of metal men grows. Well, they don't really grow. They come out of the country fully grown, and nobody's ever seen a small-looking one. So people just normally assume that they don't grow that they're like unliving, but that's not true. They're actually like they're alive, but they're not made out of organic material. It's unknown what exactly they are, but they do seem to be guarding something, although they won't admit it. Anyways, basically, every about 20 years ago, one member of every single culture of every race was in an adventuring party together, and they basically like they had combined their forces. They had gotten rid of their racial tendencies to hate each other, and created the nation of Torsen right here, which is where our story is mainly based, right? Yeah, Torsen is not a place you want to go as a tourist on account of the government. The government runs a quest service that looks for artifacts, ancient artifacts, by enlisting random people that they find on the street. And by enlisting, I mean taken and forced to either be tortured or go on quests. There's a volunteer service too, but it's not as popular. Anyways, yeah. Freedom Riley, also known as Beyblader X100 on YouTube. And sorry, Hyde Haley on YouTube. His last name's not really Haley. It's Hyde King. Anyways, they're going to assist me on my story. We've already done the first few things of it, but we'll just recount the story of them for you guys on this channel. Alright? First one will be coming later today. I just needed to give you guys the backstory before we started actually doing anything. Alright. You have been educated. Come back from where I am.